but never, not one time have I looked at a zip code and to determine if I'm going to work in that zip code. That to me sounds ridiculous. My whole business is based on zip code. I don't go into that zip code. Oh, I stepped over into that zip code. Oh, I can't cut no grass over here. Oh, I mean, y'all gotta admit, that sounds freaking stupid, man. Come on, man. I was watching Chad's video yesterday, and he was talking about the dude up in Kentucky. And, you know, one thing that Chad did not mention is that, you know, while he was talking about, you know, the guy was saying don't take, you know, only, you know, turn down work if it ain't the right customer or whatever when you're starting. That, I agree with Chad. When you first start this game, you need to take all work. Well, Ray, what if you ain't making no money on all that work? You'll make something. You might not make what I make or what Chad makes, but you'll make something. But what Chad didn't mention, and I know that he's going to agree, is that the most valuable thing when you're doing all the crappy yards and starting out yards and blah 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 is that you got to learn how to do this. But everybody just seems to think that because, you know, it's cutting grass, that, you know, Pawpaw, you know, you cut Pawpaw's grass. And so but what I'm saying is that while you're taking on those customers, not making a whole lot of money, but you don't have a lot of expenses, and, you know, what you can't quantify is the learning. You know, you have to learn how to deal with customers, learn how to deal with the equipment, learn how to do the yards, and learn how to do them better and better and better. Wherever you are, different, Ray. Yeah, but the concept is the same. Once you can master how to do it, then you can price better and you can make more money because you're not fumbling around. And you got to learn to do that. That don't just inherently happen. I learned that on all those crappy customers that I've had over time. But I took on all work as long as I was making money. Now I'm not going to pay nobody to do their yard, but I took on all work, and then I do the job, and it wasn't like, you know, I had something more lucrative going on. You always got to look at, okay, you didn't make nothing on that, yeah, but I might not have made that much on this job or that job, but I didn't have nothing else more lucrative going on, so I could have sat on the couch making nothing, learning nothing, or I can get out in the mix and get in the game, you know, and work towards something. But if you're not going to take on, and you're new, and you're not going to take on the crappy yards or the crappy customers or whatever, then, well, you're probably not going to be able to, you're probably going to be broke. And the dude up north can say he don't need the money and all that. That's ridiculous. Everybody comes out here needs the money to make sense. I mean, I could have $1 million in the bank, but if I'm out here cutting grass, the money that I make cutting this grass has got to pay for itself. So it ain't that I need the money, it's that, but I ain't gonna take a hit because I don't need the money, you know. If that's the case, then, you know, good luck. I mean, it'll take you a lot longer to build because it's gonna take you longer to learn. And, well, anybody can cut grass. Yeah, they can, but they can't do it at a high level and make top dollar. Yeah, I can come out here with with just a fraction of the equipment I got, a fraction of the know-how, and yeah, I can make $200 or $300 a day, and you know, $1,500 a week, and be okay. But that ain't what I want to do. I want to make top dollar. And when I refer to money out here, and I'm referring to top dollar based on the time, energy, and effort, and what it costs me. Now we could say that that acreage over there, you know, at I think somebody broke it down. It was like $71 an acre. We can look at that and say, well, damn, that's not that good, really, Ray. But what you can't say or see is I'm doing that in an hour and a half. And what you can't see either is I'm spraying, and it's a repetitive yard. You're going to make money on it. You know, usually it takes about 2 or 3 cuts for me to start making top dollar on a new property. Now that property right there, I'm very familiar with it. At 1.5 hours for two people, at $400 or whatever, $430. I mean, if every job was like that, then just think about how much money you'd make. Think about that. Hour and a half, and we'll just say we're working 4.5 hours. Hour and a half, $430. Another hour and a half, another $430. That's $860. Another hour and a half, $1290. So I mean, if I can make $1,290 in 4.5 hours every day, I'm gold, man. I said gold. I am. So I don't know how people can say, well, you're not charging enough if that's the case. And then you always got to look at, okay, what's the logistics to get into the property? I have to, but I don't have to charge as much when when it's right down the road from the house. And I don't have to do it all in one whop if I don't want to. It's not unusual for me to get $100 an hour if I broke it down like that. I think the guy was saying $71 an hour. I mean, I never broke it down to the dollar. 71, 72, 70, 60, it's 70, 75, 80. It's not, I don't have to be that precise. It doesn't, because I make up for it in other ways. Just like over there, I made up, we can say 71 an hour, but it really, you figure $700 in 3.5 hours. Now what is that? And an hour and a half of that is 2 people. The other 2 hours is just me. I mean, I'm over $200 an hour. And if I can make over $200, if I can make $200 an hour out here, I like it. But when we talk about hourly rate and what you're supposed to make hourly and versus what you do, and some jobs are different, you always got to look at what else more lucrative do you have going on. If you don't have anything more lucrative going on that makes sense, then $71 an hour or whatever is better than nothing to me. And I'm learning. I said learning. I mean, I make more money now than what I did when I was in much better physical shape. I make more money now and do less. It's because of what I know. And so when you got guys doing YouTube and they're giving all this advice, it ain't that I'm doing more work after all these years of experience. I'm doing things smarter. I'm doing things that reeks of experience, and it pays off in the end. And new guys can't wrap their mind around that. They most of the ones that come in, dudes' comments, they're not in business, so they don't even know what I'm talking about. They want to act like they are, but they're not. They're not in business. They don't, when you living on daddy's money and daddy's time, you ain't, I'm really out here. The numbers are real. But, I feel like at this juncture, I'm supposed to make good money. I'm supposed to make more money than somebody just started 2 months ago. I'm supposed to. I mean, it's not a prerequisite, but I mean, it's not shocking, not because they can't eventually make good money and the kind of money that I make based on the time I'm out here. Yeah, sure they can. But they're probably not going to do that in a month or two. And when you talk, if you want to put it in where everybody can understand it, so the dude up north just started his, 2 months ago, whatever, right? This year. And to quantify that, I've been cutting grass and doing lawn landscape work since he was in middle school. So for him to come on the scene trying to tell me how to do shit or trying to tell people how to do something is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's funny. And some of the stuff that he's saying is dead ass wrong, like I was saying. So, well, you ain't that big. You ain't this and you ain't that. I never claimed to be none of that. But I have made a damn good living for myself. You can bet that. And I've cut out a nice little life for me and my family. I've done that. And to me, that's success. If I'm able to take care of myself, take care of my family, and not have to ask you for ne'er a dime, I'm doing good. And that's the way I don't claim to be. The only thing I claim to be is a straight G out here, and that's a fact. And we can, we can make light of it however you want to. But if you're a rookie and you get in the truck with me, you will see that you will be calling me a straight G by the end of the day or by the end of the week. Especially if you're counting my money. But you'll be like, damn, the money's coming in so fast and doing so little, and you don't even know, and everything's moving so fast, they don't even know how to freaking act. And they're like, what the hell? This dude's making freaking bank money for what he's doing. But you got it, like Chad was saying, and I'm not saying all the advice I give is something you should follow either. I'm not saying that, because everybody's a little bit different. I'm built a little bit different than a lot of guys, and that's just the nature of it, man. I mean, my properties that I do are a little different than somebody else's properties. The whole business is a little different, and I'm not saying, if you don't do things like I do things, then you're a loser. No, I'm just saying that when you want to give advice and you want to tell people how to be in business, and you've been in business a hot freaking 2 months, it comes off as a little cheesy, really, to me. And it's a lot of it, I ain't saying all of it, but a lot of it's straight up bad advice. Because he's listening to people in his comments that ain't in business. Dirty. Dirty daddy. Daddy boy's dirty. You know who you is. He ain't in business. So what Dirty know about? He don't know nothing about none of this. He don't know how to turn shit into sugar. He ain't never did lawn maintenance on a scale like this. He ain't got a clue. Probably ain't never even done lawn maintenance, to be honest. Probably hopped on his daddy's skid to help his daddy around the house or whatever. He ain't never really, and he did some pressure washing, it looks like, but it wasn't like that was some kind of big commercial outfit like he tries to sell everybody that he used to be. Be whatever you want to be in the YouTube comments. I mean, it's ridiculous. Guys like me, Irv, and Matt MG, and Eddie, and Chad, we're showing you. I'm showing you and telling you and talking shit all at the same time. So don't take all that lame advice from a rookie, man. And you ain't got to take it from me either, but just know the difference. Just know the difference. Turning down, ridiculous. Just start a business, turning down customers, so what? So you can sit at home when you got 13 or 15 lawns or whatever? I mean, I don't even work full time, and I can do 16 lawns solo in a day and a half. I mean, I've done that many in one day. But your density's got to be right. And see, I don't know that he knows. He's worried about zip codes and all that. So if it's in a different zip code, does that mean you're not able to do that property? Their zip code ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You care less about their zip code. Is it 20 miles from the previous property, or is it 1 mile? That's all that matters to me. I've never, not one time, and maybe I got a lot to learn, but never, not one time have I looked at a zip code and to determine if I'm going to work in that zip code. That to me sounds ridiculous. My whole business is based on zip code. It's ridiculous. All these little things that guys read in books and pay for advice and calls and all that. It's a waste of money. Just do the next logical thing. My business based on zip codes. Yeah, I don't go into that zip code. Oh, I stepped over into that zip code. Oh, I can't cut no grass over here. Y'all gotta admit, that sounds freaking stupid, man. Come on, man. I never heard of that, and maybe some of you guys that are more or newer in the game than me, maybe you guys can tell me. Do y'all determine what lawns you're going to do by zip code? Because the zip code area could be yeah. Is the word zip code supposed to impress people or something? I don't know, man. My route density is I want great route density. I ain't looking at the zip code to get that. Is one zip code got more money in it than the other zip code? Well, maybe in some parts. But you'll find after again, back to experience, you'll find that after you've been doing this a while, that your zip code is really not going to matter. It's really where is this property in accordance to that property, in accordance to traffic and timing and how do they pay and all that. I'm not going to not do a property because it's in this zip code or that zip code. As long as they're paying and it makes sense on my route density, then that's what I'll do. Just watch who you listen to on this thing, man. And I ain't saying you got to listen to me. I don't really like to think of the things that I say or on the videos as advice. I'm just telling you what I do. You can take that for what that is. I'm just telling you what I do. So don't get, I'm not telling you to do it this way, but I am telling you that you need to take all work if you just started. As long as now I wouldn't expect you, if you live in Georgia, to take a job in Florida for $60. And that, I wouldn't do nothing like that. But I'm just saying that anything that makes sense, because you got to learn how to do this work and make money at it. And that seems to me to get overlooked by everybody. The learning process, because everybody is familiar with cutting grass, so everybody thinks they can do it and make money at it. They don't think about, the learning that you have to do to be able to do it quickly and do it efficiently and do it thoroughly and do it, where you got to drive and you got to park, you got to drop the ramps, you got to get the trailer, you got to have the mowers ready to go, all that. So all that's, those are all learned things that you have to learn. So I know I'm probably gonna say the same thing 4 times, but maybe 5. But I'm just gonna post this video. Ain't gonna be a lot of editing. I'm tired of editing. I did a lot of editing yesterday, and y'all know what it is. I appreciate you guys watching, man. Kick it.